Well, good afternoon, YouTube fanatics and Facebook buccaneers. Today, I'm going to show you guys how to create a bootable Windows 7 or Windows Vista installer on a stick. This is a regular old 4GB USB thumb drive. It's been through a lot, but it still works great. This will work for a USB thumb drive. It'll work for a memory card reader with a 4GB or larger memory card inside it. It'll work for even some of those old MP3 players that are just like memory sticks. As long as it's 4GB or larger, this will work. Prerequisites. You need obviously a 4GB USB memory stick device type thingy. You need a copy of Windows 7 or Windows Vista, either 32-bit or 64-bit, whatever you want to install. I'm using my backup copy of Windows 7 64-bit because I don't want to scratch up my original disk. I keep my backups handy. And you need access to a computer that is already running either Windows Vista or Windows 7. I'm sure there's a way to do this on a Windows XP computer, but I don't know about it, and I could give a crap less because I've moved on from the Stone Age, and so should you. So, let's get started. What are we going to do first? Well, first we're going to copy all the files off of this Windows 7 DVD, and we're going to copy them onto the computer. So I'm going to put this in my DVD-ROM drive. Now, I just put the disk into my DVD-ROM drive, and it's probably going to pop up either with an autoplay window or a Windows 7 installer window here in a minute. If it does, just cancel it out. Mine evidently is not going to. So what I'm going to do first, oh yep, there it goes, autoplay window. I'm going to close that. So what I'm going to do here at my desktop is I'm going to create a new folder for all these files to go into. So I'm going to go right click on the desktop with the right mouse button, go down here to new and folder, and I'm just going to name this folder 7 just for the purposes of simplicity. 7. So there it is. Now I'm going to open up Windows Explorer. You can do this by going to the start menu and finding Windows Explorer, or you can do it the way us geeks do it and hit Windows key and E at the same time. Windows key and E is an amazing shortcut, and there's lots of other ones you can use, and that opens up an Explorer window. Now we got them here side by side. What I'm going to do is find my DVD-ROM drive, which is here. I'm going to right click on it and click open. If you double clicked on it, well then it'll open up the stupid installer, autoplay installer, and you don't want to do that. So now what we want to do is select all these files. So what I generally do is go to the very first folder, hold down the shift key and press the arrow key all the way down, and now I've got all the folders and files selected. You also, something you want to do before this, I should have said that earlier, if you don't already have hidden files, have Explorer set to show hidden files and stuff, you want to go do that. So go to Organize and go to Folder and Search options and click on the View tab, and now down here, anything where it says Hide, you don't want Windows hiding stuff from you. Unless you're grandma and you're using, this is your grandma's computer, you don't want stuff hidden. So, under Hidden Files and Folders, click Show. Here where it says Hide Empty Drives, uncheck that. Hide extensions for known file types, definitely uncheck that, I hate that. And Hide Protected Operating Systems, this is the most important. Even though it says recommended, uncheck that. And when you uncheck that and click Apply, it's going to give you a warning, you don't want to hide protected operating system files. Just click OK and go past that. So now, once you've done that, click Apply and go to OK, and you'll notice that Now you've got a bunch more files visible to you that weren't before. So now we're going to copy these files over to the folder that we created on our desktop, the little 7 folder. And I named it 7 because this is Windows 7 that I'm copying over. So I'm going to highlight all these files. I suppose you could do it one at a time if you were kind of gimpy. And I'm going to take and drag them all the way over here to this 7 folder. And you know when to let go because the little 7 folder will light up. That's when you want to let go. So I'm letting go. And now it's going to sit here and it's going to copy all the files off of that DVD, that Windows 7 installation DVD, and it's going to copy them to this folder named 7 that I've got on my desktop right here. And it's going to take a little while, so I'm going to shut the camera off. Now, some of you geekier folks may ask, well, why not copy the files directly from the CD or the DVD directly to the memory card? Well, in theory you can do my steps differently and you can do that, but for some reason, known only to the hardware gods, doing that is exceptionally slow. Really slow. It has something to do with reading from the DVD and copying to the flash device. All I know is it took like an hour to do it whenever I tried it, so I don't recommend it. I recommend copying all the Windows 7 or Windows Vista installation files from the CD to a folder on your computer, and then later going back and copying the contents of that folder to the flash drive. But first we've got to make some alterations to the flash drive. And as you can see, it's almost done copying all the Windows 7 installation files to that folder right there. This actually is Windows 7 64-bit that I'm using, but it does not make a bit of difference. You could be using Windows Vista 32-bit, Windows Vista 64-bit, or Windows 7 32-bit. Makes no difference as long as it's Windows Vista or newer. This does not work for Windows XP. If you try it for Windows XP, you are an idiot. Got me? So now we're done copying. What are we going to do? Well, we're going to take our handy dandy little flash drive here. Again, this is a 4 GB Kingston Data Traveler USB drive, USB 2.0 drive. You can use any kind of flash memory device you want as long as it's 4 GB or bigger. It can even be a memory card reader with a 4 GB memory card in it. Makes no difference. So I'm going to plug this into my computer now. And I just plugged it into my computer, and as you can see, a little autoplay window came up. We're just going to close that window. And we can close this window too. Don't need that anymore. In fact, you want to remove that Windows. You want to remove that Windows 7 DVD from your computer now, or Windows Vista, or whatever it was you just copied install files from. So we don't want things getting confused later when we try and boot from it. So now we have inserted our USB device, USB bootable drive, thumb drive, whatever, into the computer. Now what we're going to do is launch an elevated command prompt. And the way you do this, the way I do this, you can open up your start menu, and down here in the bottom, this works for Vista or Windows 7, you want to type in CMD. And what that does basically is filter out all the crap from the start menu and get you a quick access to the command prompt. So you can see it up there under Programs, CMD.exe. So what you want to do is right click on it and click Run as Administrator. That's very important. Run as Administrator. And it's going to ask you if you want to elevate, and click Yes. So now we have a command prompt window, which I'm going to move down here where I can see it easier. And you can see it easier.